Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to show exactly how I carved this green man with the Dremel 4000 and the Dremel flex shaft, step by step. So here is a piece of cottonwood bark. It is 1 foot 3 inches long by say 4 inches thick at the back, and the depth is about 2 inches, 2.5, 2.25 inches, 2.5. This is going to be a video on the green man, on layering the leaves. It's kind of the upgraded wood spirit. This is a special request from my buddy Chris out there in the UK. I call him Chris the Birdhouse Man. So that's what we're going to do in this video. You can, I would suggest for people that don't have access to this cottonwood bark, just get yourself a branch or like a log, little log like this, then cut it in half. So then you would have a piece like this. Like slice it down. So you got 2 pieces out of the log. Let's get right to it. So this, always have a good center line on your piece. Like, try and find the center the best you can. I'm going to really slow down on this video. Take my time talking about layering the leaves and opening your mind. A green man can be whatever you want it to be. A green man is basically, there's a bunch of myths about the green man, but I think of it, somebody pointed out, it's like when you look at a bush in the summertime, you'll get different shades on that bush from the little leaf things sticking out, and you can see faces pop out of it. That bush, I see them all the time. I see green man faces everywhere I look now. So this would be our center line. This would be our eyebrows. This is not going to be, like, at this point, you should already know how to block out the nose, but I'm just going to draw this on here anyways. So our nose will be right here. Now, for the beginner wood spirit carvers, I'm going to carve underneath these eyebrows. I'm going to carve right here. And I'm going to carve right around the nose. The deepest part of the carving is from here. This is where I'm going to carve deeper to get that nose to pop off. I'm not too interested about making the nose pop off farthest from the face on this piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start. I'm not going to carve too deep yet because we still got to figure out how we want to do, because the green man's going to have leaves, right? I have my normal way of doing the green man, like leaves as eyebrows, a leaf coming up here, leaves coming down as the mustache. I'll try my best to mix it up, but sometimes we're just set in our ways, and you can't teach an old dog a new trick. What I'm going to do is use this Kutzall Extreme Flame Bar. You get these in, go to the description down below. It'll take you to the Kutzall site. I'm just going to block this out quickly, and we'll talk about drawing the leaves on and doing the layerings of the leaves. Yes. Is that slow enough? Okay. So I say in lots of my videos carving wood spirit, once you get this nose blocked out and these eyebrows cut in, you can carve any type of face you want, right? So it's, for this video, it's good that you already know how to do that. Just carve all this wood away to get that nose to pop off. So there's that nose sticking off the face. Now, let me get the camera on the overhead. And another thing, too, I want to say, I got to remember not to get rushed, because I know when I'm carving, I'm always go, 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 go. Sit your piece like this, get your coffee, have a couple sips of coffee, and decide how you want to layer the leaves on. Draw them on. Okay, so this is what we got. Normally I'd take away lots of this wood, but we're just going to try and make this as simple as possible. Like I said earlier, the green man can be whatever you want it to be. Like, I got 2 different colors of pen here. I also got a pencil. You can make your leaves. So we're going to do this. The green man does not have to be leaves. The green man can be vines. You get vines mixed with leaves. The green man can be flowers. It can be whatever you want it to be. It's your imagination. You know, you could have, so say this is the mustache. You could have the mustache coming up here and having leaves coming up here, right? Going up here and doing whatever you want to do. But I think we'll just kind of leave this one more simple. Center line for the very beginners, even if you're a pro carver, I think the pros would agree that the center line is important, if that's center. So how do you want to draw your mustache on? And another thing too, your green man does not have to have a mustache. It doesn't. You can do a face in here and put some leaves coming up here. You know, you can make it so this face, all the leaves are coming into this face. So the leaves would be coming up, surrounding the face. You can have the leaves coming off the face. It's your imagination. It's a total open ball field. I think we'll leave this one as simple as we can, though, so you guys kind of understand the way my mind works. So we're gonna, a basic mustache for a wood spirit would be like this. Put your line there. The bottom lip would be in there, and then we'll come down. We'll bring it down. Then your mustache will roll down here. You know, you could have it just like a mustache like this, coming down. Doesn't have to have the bottom lip in there. And then you could do a bottom lip like this. It's an open field. So let's use this bigger pen, because we know how we're going to draw our mustache on, like this. You know, you can also give your mustache some movement. You don't have to go straight down. You can give it some like lines like that. Well, that kind of doesn't go with that, but so then we'll redraw our bottom lip in here again. And this is what happens when you got too much pen marks. So I'm going to have to clean this up before I draw the leaves on, like these pen marks, so you guys get it. Now, I have my normal way of doing my green man. I kind of got the center line here. We use a smaller pen. I do a leaf like this, coming off the center right there. And then I do leaves coming off here. Like that. Now, you could do big leaves, you could do small leaves. It's totally your call. So there is leaf, leaf, leaf. Then, so you think of like dragon scales or fish scales or flower petals. You basically just kind of leaf and a leaf there, right? You can. I think instead of just doing leaves like this that are perfectly, what would the word symmetrical be? Give your leaf some movement. The tips. So there we got some leaves there. Now we can put another leaf over here. Another one over here. Over here. Just like fish scales. Over here. So I gave that leaf some movement. And then we'll finish it off with one up here. So there's our forehead leaves. Now, you'd have your bottom lip here. So this mustache will be all leaves. So it's not going to have that square edge that I normally do for the wood spirits. It's going to have a leaf coming down here. Actually, we should probably, excuse me, do this with the red so it separates it. So there'll be a leaf down here. And then we'll just layer the leaves like we did here. So a straight line of leaf, 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 leaf. Leaf, 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 leaf. You follow me? So they're layers. So this leaf would be over top of this leaf. This leaf would be over top of that leaf. Okay. So we won't draw this on here yet because we have to cut around to get this mustache to pop off. So all around the mustache leaves, we're going to remove all this wood around here, first of all, and inside the mustache. We're going to make this mustache elevated off the wood. Wood carving shadows and depths. So I'm going to do that offline. I'm going to cut off here, remove the wood on the outside of the mustache, remove the wood inside here. I'll clean up this mustache. We'll redraw our leaves on, and then that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I did some things online. I kind of shaped this nose a bit. Like I said earlier in this video, watching this video, you should know how to do the nose and blocking out the eyes and stuff. So there we go. I cleaned it all up. Now you can see how the mustache is elevated off the face because I carved all this wood away. I decided to make it a simpler mustache, just give him a chubby little lip down there. Now, all we have to do is, once again, your center line, right? Then we just make our leaf petals coming down. Just a layer of petals. Or leaves, sorry. Just like that. So 1, 2, 3. I'll refine them when I'm carving them. And then, so you got one coming off here. Then you make one coming off here. And just layer them. So that's that. Now what do you do down here? You can put a petal here. So you want to keep it like fish scales. It's easier to keep it layered. So we would have one coming off here, the one coming off this side, the one coming out the center. See that? You don't have to see your whole petal. This one could be tucked underneath there. So then we got this petal here. It's going to be hard to get one inside there. So, well, you can, but you can just kind of go like this. We just have to carve around that line. Okay, slow down, Jordy. So, and then we got another one here. All right? Does that make sense to you? Layers. Some petals are bigger. It looks better if you make them the same size. So now what I normally do on the cheekbones is, well, I kind of just make a petal coming off here and then one coming down here. And then you carry them on down here. Does that make sense? And you can make it so, like, this petal should be coming off the edge, but just make it so it stops there. You can make it look like it's wrapping around. Right? His eyes will be in here. So petal right here. And I try and make both sides the same. Sometimes it doesn't work out. That's fine. Petal, then you just carry them down. Carry them on down. So there's basically all our petals on. Eye in here. Your wood spirits or green men do not have to have real eyes. They can just be hollow, in my humble opinion. Now, when you're doing the leaves, they're layers. So this one wants to be closest to you, then this one, then these ones overlap. So one's going to be, you're going to see the whole petal. These ones are going to be underneath this petal. So this is where the layering comes in. Now, myself, when I'm doing the petals, I always end up carving too deep, and then it creates a lot of work because you carve too deep on the lines, right? Then you have to carve deeper into the petal. We want our petals to be, let me try to explain this. We want our petals to be sloped in. Let me get a pen. Like this way, tucked underneath. So you got this petal here, you got this petal here, you got this petal here. Oh, sorry. You got this pedal here, the center one, you got the eyebrow pedal. We want this pedal tucked underneath these pedals coming out. So it has to be sloped in. Now, the problem I always have with myself is I carve too deep the line, and then you have to carve deeper to make it look like it's three-dimensional and it's coming out. So the shallower that you can do this, the better, because it will be less carving. And the petals won't seem like they're sticking so far off of each other. So I'm going to practice on this one, not carving too deep. So let's start with this mustache first. I'm going to start with this Kutzall. This is the taper burr, the silver one. And let's fire up the fan and start going. So I'm just going to cut on the outside of the line. Don't forget to give your piece movement. Now you can see that petals popped out from there. So now I can remove some of the wood on this pedal. Just cleaning up the pen mark. Okay, see how that pedal's elevated now? So let's do the next one. But in the mustache, I come up and out, because you don't want to just do it here and then you got a weird line down here. Okay, there's your pedal. And remove the wood below the pedal. There's two pedals, 1, 2. Not too deep. This one, I drew this one on a little bit big. I'm going to make it shorter. Okay, so there's a cut. Now let's remove the wood. Take your time. So you can see the pedal starting to pop off like fish scales, right? One more here. Smaller one. Boom. Huh? It's that easy. If you take your time, you can do it. You can reshape your pedals. Separate them down here. Go to this side. There. Now let's do the next side. I'm going to speed it up now. What I'm creating with this cut is basically an undercut underneath these pedals. Okay, now taper them down. Make sure they're, see how on this, so you look at it front, don't look at it the side. Make sure they're, you got to remember to do all sides. So see how that tucks in there? This side's a better example. Boom, that's done. So now we can work on the ones same way, under the lip. See, that's a different way you can do it. You can do all your cuts first, then come in and taper them out. So, see this petal here? And then you got a petal here. It's hard to see. There's a petal here, here, here. I'm going to slope these petals down underneath that petal. Let's do this one here. So you got a little petal here, half a petal. I'm going to slope it down underneath this petal. Same with the other side. Slope it down underneath there. So you got this petal here. I'm going to slope it this side underneath this petal, and this, there's a petal right here, and this, okay, there's a petal right here. I'm going to slope it down underneath this petal, then underneath this petal, then underneath this petal. So all around here, I'm going to slope it back like this. Same with the other one. See how I'm pushing it in like that? So this petal, let me just remove this wood on the outside of these petals. We'll do something else down here later. I've been using this burr lots lately because you can use the point to do the cuts, then you can use the flat side to remove lots of wood. So now you can see how the petals are elevated. See the shadows? We haven't even done an undercut yet. But this petal, okay, so there's a petal here and a petal here. This petal right here, this one, needs to be tucked under this one. So I just go like this. because you don't always draw your petal. Like when you draw your petals on, or your leaves, if you draw them on perfect, like perfect fish scales or perfect dragon scales, you won't have to worry about tucking that under here because they're all on perfect. You drew them on perfect. But the way I look at it, the green man's petals are going to grow the way they want to grow. And the more that you know how to tuck this petal, the more that you know how to tuck this petal underneath this petal, gives them lots of movement so they're growing out of everywhere. Because you see how I had to tuck it under here too? I had to tuck this petal, this final petal, underneath all of these petals. Just smooth them out. Make it look natural. Perfect. There's our beard. There's our mustache. You can have your beard come all the way down if you want. But I'm going to do some carving fusion stuff down here later. So it's the same with the forehead. But what I do is I spin my piece upside down. So this is going to be your main petal. This petal, you're going to see this whole petal. You don't have to. I can make it so these petals come like this, and this one tucks underneath these ones, but same thing. What I'm doing is pre-cutting my template now. So I gave that leaf movement. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove all the wood around these petals. So all on the outside, I'm going to remove it. I'll get that done offline. Okay, I thought I'd just set it up here so you guys can see shadows. When you look at this piece, now you can see each leaf. Like I can see some leaves I have to fix up. This edge is too square. They look better when they're rounder. You know, another thing I want to say too is like back in my earlier wood spirit videos, I called something my wood spirits. I called it the punch-in effect. So this one kind of has the punch-in effect, but that's not a big deal. I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. You see that? You see how the face looks like it's punched in and everything's popping out? It's like boom, it's pushed back. Now, to avoid that on your wood spirits, all you would have to do before you did these flower petals is cut the wood slope back this way. So the forehead's back, but that's not the point of this video. Now, I was thinking about this. I got those ones all cut in. That looks like a lotus flower that floats, or I think it's a lotus that floats on ponds. But I could have made the leaves coming down around his face and then blending. But this one kind of is already up that way. Same with the other side. So I drew one on there. I don't think it would make sense. So what we're going to do is we'll just have this. See how I got this red leaf drawn on here? It doesn't make sense. It's basically, long story short, in my mind, it's not a smooth transition. If this one was sloped down more that way, yes, I could carve deeper, but I'm not going to do that. We'll just carve this off. I'll carve this off right away so you don't see that, and then we'll make them more coming smoother off here. So now I said this petal, this leaf is going to be the main leaf. So all these leaves around here are tucked behind this leaf. So all I got to do is bevel all the way down, all the way around. That's what I'm going to do. Then, if you look at this, so here's a solid leaf too. This edge, I gotta get a pen so I can be sharper. This edge and this edge need to be tucked under this leaf and this leaf. So you just taper it down right here. Right? Does that make sense to you? Same with right here. So this leaf is coming up and out from underneath these two leaves. So you just got to taper it down, slope it down in there, make it look like it's popping out from under those leaves. Does that? I'm trying my very best to make sense of this for everybody, to simplify it. Okay, so we'll bevel this part away, this side, all the way around. Smooth it out. Now the other side. And round them out. Okay, so now, like I said, this right here needs to be beveled to get this leaf to stick out. So it needs to be beveled on this edge and here. Now this leaf, like I said earlier, needs to be beveled like it's coming out, like got a leaf here and a leaf here. Got to tuck this one under just by beveling it. Round it out. I'm just going to quickly erase these lines. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly erase these lines. Now see how those are working? That's underneath those leaves. I got to tuck this one under the, that was kind of the wrong mistake. I got to tuck, slow down, Jordy. So you got a leaf here and a leaf here. This leaf right here needs to be tucked under here. So I need to remove this wood and slope it back underneath those leaves. Slope it out nice. Oops, I missed one. Sorry. Tuck it under. Now I'll stop right here. Now, see how it's tucked under? Get rid of your cut lines, make it nice and smooth. See, I'm tucking that leaf under. I'm tucking this leaf underneath this leaf just by beveling it down. Let's get some better shadows here. So if you look at these leaves, they just kind of look blah. So what am I going to do here is I'm going to cut this, I'm going to tuck it underneath this leaf. I'll do it this way. I'll try my best. See how just doing that makes it look like it's coming like whoosh, underneath that leaf? Got to clean everything up. Now, say for example, you got these two leaves here and you got this leaf here. What I talk about is when I talk about sometimes I carve too deep, my leaf's too deep, is cutting too deep down in here. But it really helps to dig in there a little bit. So look at it now. All right, we're focusing on this leaf. These ones are on the outside. This one's coming up and under. If you look at it now, it's okay. But if you kind of dig in there a little bit deeper, see how deeper that is? You get some better shadows. You can't really see it on the camera, but yeah. So let's get rid of this pen mark. So that's what we got so far. There's our petals. See how they're all coming out from underneath this one? Now, this one here, let's just make it more gradual coming off this leaf here, and we're going to have to bring these ones down too. So then we can have one coming off here too. It's the same theory. Is overlapping. You know what? Here's a perfect example of carving deeper. I have to carve deeper and bend this leaf around, okay? So let's just put a leaf here and then one coming down. So this one's kind of more aimed this way and this one's more that way. Remember what I said? You can have leaves so they're coming off the edge, and we'll just carry on our leaves down here. Sorry. I'm just running this live. Shoot, sorry. That's good enough. Okay, so we got to do the same thing. We got to slope our leaves underneath each leaf. Screw them out, sorry. Okay, so there, that's how I bring it up. Why is this thing so close? There you go. So it's kind of a little bit sharp here. Let's get some better shadows, but that's okay. That's how it comes off the face. Now let's do the same on the other side, and then we'll talk about the undercuts. Now, there is a perfect example of the punch-in effect, punched-in face effect. See how the face is back, punched in? This slopes this way, this slopes this way. Like I said earlier, easy way to avoid that is cut that forehead back. Now I'm thinking, since some people, I don't know who, are possibly learning from this video, what's the proper term? Stand by. Is it practice what you preach? So I'm thinking that I should probably, because I could do it in 10 minutes, carve these off, slope this back, recarve them back on. And you know what? Since I believe in practice what you preach, let's slope this back. I got to do it. Okay. So, not so punched in anymore, is it? Nope. So that just goes to show you guys, everybody, that and girls, if you gotta carve deeper, carve deeper. If there's something on your carving that's bothering you, and you're scared that you're gonna ruin your carving, you're not gonna learn if you don't do it, if you don't try. So, anyways, this mouth is punched back a little bit too far, like too deep, but that's okay. I'm trying to make this video so people will learn. Normally, I like to make my mouth like lined up with the eyes here. You can see how deeper it is in there. It's friggin', like I say on lots of my videos, it's a friggin' wood spirit. Now, what I did offline, see those shadows there? See those shadows there? I did a deep undercut. Here's that burr. I did a deep undercut underneath all these leaves, all the way around the piece. See there? There's an undercut cut. You got to remove that mark there. I did a deep cut underneath all the way around, up top too. Because, well, I'm going to do some little lines coming out thereafter on my own time. So now, the undercut the leaves, I think I'm going to try. Normally, I use, like I said, everybody, I'm using my Dremel 4000. If I didn't say in a Dremel flex shaft. Normally, I use my micro motor because it spins a lot faster. But here is a burnt out diamond bit. I don't really want to give these too much of an undercut, but I want to, if you cut in between the leaves, it can act like it, just a little cut under there. That'll be like an undercut, and it will make it look like the leaves are separated. Now, if you want to do a deep undercut under there, I'm being lazy right now. If you want to do a deep undercut under there, it's a lot more work because, say, for example, if I undercut here all the way around here, a deep undercut, then I got to smooth out all this wood on this pedal. But with this one, I think I can just go, and then it will give a effect. Now, I don't know if this Dremel is going to burn it at the same time, but when I use the micro motor, it burns the wood at the same time. There are those Dremel bits that I think it's a Dremel 125 that Ryan Cook and those carvers, professional chainsaw carvers use that burn the bits, burn the wood at the same time. But we're just going to use this and give it a quick zap under. Then we can even do some pedal details. You know, there's no details on the pedals or anything yet, right? They're just basic pedals. Just videos. Now it's going on too long again. You know, it doesn't really bother me that my videos are longer these days because, well, how is anybody supposed to learn if from a short little video? I would have to break this video up into 5 different parts. So let's just try it one. We'll try underneath this leaf here. So we got this first leaf coming off. Let's just try doing underneath it. Oh, sorry. Like, it might not seem like it's done a lot, but it has. Now, also another thing too, when I do the undercuts, I just don't go like this. Watch this Dremel hand. I don't go straight in like that. I slope this thing and I get deep under there. The more that you slope this and push this underneath this pedal, that undercut, the least wood that you have to remove on here. If I just did a straight cut in, right, you would see a cut bump there. But this, it's working this leaf and the undercut at the same time. See how I got it sloped? And go by and just kind of hit it. Like I said, you're not going to really see the undercut because it's not much, but it's there. Look at that little shadow there. That's how you get it. I know there's a shadow here, but let's do another one. It's starting to burn the wood at the same time. I'll run down, clean her up. So see that? It's under there. Watch the tip. It's under there. You're going to get little shadows from that. There's little undercuts right there. See that one that's kind of messy right there? See that line? Where is it? Yeah, because I haven't undercut right here yet. Boom. See how that undercut helps? Look at that shadow in there. So I'm going to get all these undercuts done and see in about 20 hours. Okay, so this is a micro motor. I'm just going to show you guys quickly. This thing spins at 50,000 RPMs. The motor is in the handpiece itself. So this spins so much faster. I'm going to show you how this burns the wood. See it smoking? Uh-oh. I'll do here too. So anyways, the Dremel works. So just do your cut and then remove a little bit of the wood to smooth it out. Shadows, undercuts, very important. Let's do right here. See how that bit is almost resting on this leaf? Well, it is. When you slope it down so it's resting on this piece, on this leaf, it cuts the leaf too, so you don't have to do much work removing wood after the undercut, like I said. See, I'm sloping it down. You always got to remind yourself. I do anyways. Uh-oh. I'll fix that later. Carry on. All right, so it's all finished. I did some carving offline. I did these swoosh lines whoosh, down there, and I did them in the opposite direction up top. I carved some eyes. I showed a little clip of me using this dull diamond burr again to do the little details on the leaves. So you guys can see by looking at the piece shadows how the undercut creates the shadows for the leaves. It doesn't make them look like they're riding up one each other. It separates them. Here's just carved Rob side view. I'm glad I took that forehead back. Now it doesn't look like it's punched in. Green Man can be whatever you want it to be. You know, you could paint this piece. I'm thinking about pulling out some ink colors and making these like fall colors, like orange, green, and red and yellow all mixed in there, down here and up here. Or you could do the Green Man all green, or you could paint it all red, or whatever you want to do. I love the fall colors the best. You know, here's another Green Man I did. Just this is the bottom piece of this piece. I cut it off. It had wormhole in the back, so you can see the wormhole in the side of the beard there. But look how I just made the friggin' lines come out of his eyes. As long as you can carve those eyebrows and nose to pop off, you can carve any kind of face you want. You know, it just goes to show you, and just have fun. That's the main thing, right? Look at that guy's nose, how far it pops off. Look how far I cut that forehead back. Just have fun. That's what it's about. Having fun. But the more that you do the undercuts and smooth out those lines, the better your carvings are going to get. This is not the best Green Man I've done. By far it's not, but I like it. You know, he looks happy. He's a happy fellow. Anyways, that's it, everybody. Hope somebody, a new wood carver or somewhat experienced wood spirit carver, has learned a trick or two from me carving this Green Man, and I was hope I was actually going slow enough for you to catch on. Carbon Fusion, over and out. You know, when I got something in my mind, I just do it. I don't sweat the small stuff. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Do I like this piece a lot better now? Well, I love this piece a lot better now. Don't sweat the small stuff. It's all an experiment. The more you do, the better you're going to get. Undercut those leaves and have a good time while you're doing it and learn from your mistakes. I don't know. What else can I say? There you go, Chris. There's the Green Man. Carbon Fusion says, see you on the next one. Bye.